Warning, this video contains highly unprofessional commentary, reckless humor, and absurd opinions that may cause uncontrollable laughter or excessive eye rolling. If you find yourself taking anything said here seriously, stop immediately, take a deep breath, and just remember, this is the internet. I'm just a guy with a microphone and zero credibility. Sense of humor is advised.
Did you know the disturbing pink hair theory?
No, I don't.
Have you ever noticed how many celebrities suddenly start dyeing their hair pink? But what if I told you it might be a sign of something much darker? There's a disturbing theory that links this change to something they don't want us to know. These celebrities went through horrible times right after changing their hair color. Justin Bieber, who has opened up about his past traumas, Rihanna, who was a victim of Katy Perry, and Demi Lovato, who have battled depression and addiction. Could pink hair be a silent cry for help? Is it their way of expressing something they can't say out loud? These people went through hell, and they dyed their hair pink right when they were at the peak of struggles. And now for the scariest part, many of them have connections to a name that keeps coming up in multiple investigations. Diddy, what do all these celebrities have to do with him? Justin and Hailey Bieber, Rihanna, Jaden, Kylie Jenner, they've all been seen with Diddy at some point. But why? After getting close to him, something changes. Could Diddy be involved somehow? He's connected to so many dark secrets in the industry. Is he the common link behind all these tragedies? Why did they switch to that color? Did they go through something traumatic that we don't know about? This theory suggests that pink hair might be a hidden scream, a desperate cry for someone to listen. But if it's true, who is paying attention? Comment pink hair if you think these stories deserve to be heard. Did you know the disturbing...
Strange. Very strange.
You know the Mars theory? That there's aliens on Mars? Nah, there's a theory that Mars was the original planet that humans are from. Okay. Then...
Conspiracy theories that will change your perspective on life. The last one is the most shocking. The Big Bounce theory. It states that if the Big Bang occurred from nothing, then there will be no changing fact the next time the universe is created. This means that when our universe ends and another is created, it will be created in the exact same way with the exact same galaxies, planets, and species. If this is true, our entire universe is in an endless cycle of creating and destroying itself, and you will be born into every universe endlessly. You can actually see who blocks you on TikTok. It's the first person that appears when you click share and more. The real reason Apple removed the headphone jack was to try to remove Square systems as a competitor for Apple Pay. Ancestry DNA and the rest of those ancestry websites are run by the government to have access to people's DNA across reference crimes, etc. The food we have been eating in the United States is a huge part of the mental illness going on today. Like and
I believe that.
Interesting yet
honestly, I believe that.
Conspiracies. Conspiracy theories that will change.
Darkest conspiracy theories. The Earth virus theory. This theory states that the Earth is a living organism, and we, you and I, the humans, are the virus. The Earth grows plenty of free food, and every animal seems to balance and coexist on Earth in sort of a circle of life. For instance, bees pollinate crops, moving from one plant to the next, fertilizing each plant. It's beneficial. Even though they're taking pollen, they're still being beneficial. But humans, we seem to not benefit the Earth at all. We're more destructive. We clear rainforests, kill the ocean with our plastics, puncture giant holes in the ozone with our chemicals and fuels, and we cause man-made climate disasters. We don't seem to coexist. But before I continue, question time. If aliens were about to destroy the planet, and one came up to you, they chose you, and said, if you show us 2 things on Earth of why we shouldn't destroy this planet and kill you all, what 2 things would you show them to save the Earth? Let me know down below. But anyways, think about the human body. When we're sick, our body creates antibodies to kill off the viruses. That's exactly what the Earth does to us, creating earthquakes, droughts, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. Let's face it, we're destructive in nature. And while a tiny bit of us do try to help the planet, the majority of us selfishly harm it. Maybe we are the virus. Darkest conspiracy theory.
Maybe.
The Earth virus.
Now this is scary. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but there's a theory going around. It's more like a religious theory. I saw a TikTok video where a preacher was talking and he spoke about something very interesting idea. What if God is actually water? Think about it for us.
What if water is God?
And that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born.
Theories that were proven real. China dinosaur
Proven
theory.
real, huh?
According to this theory, China found an island that is full with dinosaurs. A woman that was for vacation in China reportedly saw it on the news itself. They said that it was an expedition of 15 people to an uncharted island, and there were found multiple new dinosaur species. Theories that were proven real. China dinosaur theory. According to this theory, China found an island that is full with dinosaurs. A woman that was for vacation in China reportedly saw it on the news itself. They said that it was an expedition of 15 people to an uncharted island, and there were found multiple new dinosaur species. Theories that were proven real. China dinosaur theory. According to this theory, China found an island that is full with dinosaurs. A woman that was for vacation in China reportedly saw it on the news itself. They said that it was an expedition of 15 people to an uncharted island, and there were found multiple new dinosaur species. Theories that were proven real. China dinosaur theory. According to this theory, China found an island.
How would you define, each of you, my last question, how would you define non-human biologics, non-human intelligence? What are we actually talking about? Admiral, and we'll go down the line.
Whoops.
I don't think it's a stretch when you look at the diversity on this planet and the size of this universe to think that there will be more diverse, higher order, non-human intelligences throughout the universe. And that's probably what's missing us.
Oh, I'm trying to get all this stuff. Okay, here we go.
Scientific approach, the definition would be the ability to react to a stimulus in a manner that requires an intellectual thought process.
I was wondering if anybody's going to show up.
I just don't know. I think we must be modest in ours.
Have you seen the theory about clocks?
No.
So when you look at a clock, it looks pretty normal. You never think anything of it. But what if I told you there's actually a really dark theory behind the idea of a clock?
What?
Right, and you go across the clock, across the way, you see like 11 and 1, it equals 12. 10 and 2 equals 12. 9 and 3 equals 12. 8 and 4 equals 12. 7 and 5 equals 12. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. They all equal 12.
Wait, what does that mean though?
Well, also think about this. When you go diagonally and look at the numbers and you subtract it, like 12 minus 6 equals 6. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6.
Wait, what is going on?
But wait, if you look at this a different way too, if you look across, 12 plus 1 equals 13. 11 and 2 equals 13. 10 and 3 equals 13.
Yeah, we're talking about math here.
13. It all equals 13.
So what's the theory?
Look at all the numbers, right? It's just weird how you go different formulations and they all equal the same.
That's actually kind of scary.
I don't really want to get into like the exact
math,
thing that I
dude.
saw, but it is
really.
Watch his eyes.
Okay. All right, that's a bit creepy, man. Whoa. Really?
Watch his eyes.
I gotta see this again. That is creepy. Beyond creepy. It's following. That's yeah. I can't. Nope.
There are people living inside of the Earth. It's true. New information from NASA states that there is a large ocean beneath the Earth's crust, after scientists detected movement below the surface. Around 500 miles below, a large supply of water has been found stored in a rock named ringwoodite. But it gets even crazier. Scientists say that this rock is so huge that it contains 3 times the amount of water on the Earth's surface. This causes many to believe that there is more down there than we originally thought, possibly even civilizations. While the news of this discovery was over 10 years ago, it was never talked about. Is the
Well, if it came from NASA. Of course it's...
So check this out. P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot, they put a sticker on like the tire. I seen that. And it marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Watch this clip.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out, yo. So 3 of the guys died of a heart attack.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave me a comment down below.
I think I found the real reason why the American Revolutionary War was started. And I think history is repeating itself. And it's not what they taught us in school. Because if you learned about the American Revolutionary War in school, you were probably taught about things like the Stamp Act, where the slogan was no taxation without representation. And sure, this is part of the story, but it's not the whole story. So what was it that the founding fathers were really most concerned about? Well, it definitely wasn't tea. And part of it was taxation without representation. But the big thing was actually money. If you notice, the Stamp Act was regulating all sorts of printed materials that had to be printed on stamped paper. So they were regulating printed materials. And the important part is that it had to be paid in British currency, not in colonial paper money. Because at the time, the colonists were experimenting with all sorts of their own kinds of money. During the 1700s, the colonists were free from English central banking that had been ruling their lives for the last 100 years or more. And they were inventing their own currencies by the people, for the people. And don't get me wrong, many of those currencies were garbage and many of them failed. It was the Wild West. There were all kinds of problems with colonial paper money, but it wasn't controlled by the English central bank. And that was a problem. So Great Britain imposed all kinds of laws to try to regulate the paper currencies that were getting invented. And when the Stamp Act went into effect, because so much of these taxes had to be paid in British currency, it put a de facto end to much of this colonial paper money because businesses needed to pay their taxes in this currency. They couldn't pay it with this currency. This is how the British retained control of their currency until the Revolutionary War. It makes me think of one of the most famous quotes from a Rothschild. "Permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." Mayor Anselm Rothschild, 1790. American history is vastly complex, and any TikTok is going to vastly oversimplify it. But there's a reason why they teach you about the stamps and the tea in school and not about the money. And while I was researching this, I kept on thinking like, the incumbent established governmental powers passing a bunch of regulation to try to regulate new currencies invented by the people? Weird, that sounds familiar. It's almost like people inventing new sovereign forms of money that aren't ruled by central banks and established power is a threat to the powers that be. I mean, it was kind of weird how for years and years and years, the SEC and Mr. Gensler gave no guidance as to whether cryptocurrencies were securities or not and whether or not.
So, it's, cryptocurrencies, all that,
Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, has had insane conspiracy theories started about her since the day she was born. But here's the #1 craziest theory. Craziest conspiracy theory about Blue Ivy is that she is the next ruler of the Illuminati and the world after Beyonce retires, and she's this demonic protege of sorts. Of course, there's a conspiracy theory that Beyonce never even birthed her, and the whole pregnancy was fake, and she just spawned from the underworld. And people were so afraid of her arrival that churches put out signs that said, "Beyonce, have her baby, Satan is on earth." Lots of people think Blue Ivy is a name, but can theorize that the name actually stands for Born Living Under Evil, Illuminati's very youngest, because she was the youngest person to ever be inducted into the cult. And then she did what everyone was afraid of, which is showing her allegiance to the Illuminati and flashing the Illuminati symbol, making Beyonce so proud. Look at my little Illuminati baby. Her mom and her dad are very known for flashing that sign, and people say they're teaching her to flash other symbols just like her parents. Beyonce is purposely pushing her out to the public in music videos, red carpets, being the youngest Grammy winner ever so she can one day have the most influence in the world and take over Beyonce's spot. And the imagery is definitely there for that, maybe portraying Blue Ivy being the new ruler and her leading the twins. There's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories about them already that I can get to. Or say the craziest part, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about all your favorite celebrities and request who you want to see next. The craziest part is that conspirators claim that her name spelled backwards, Elub Yivai, could translate to the Latin phrase for daughter of Satan.
Oh my God. No, honestly, it's not anything I've ever actually wondered about. It's, yeah.
I favorite conspiracy theory is that there are people hired by the government to cause rush hour traffic, and it's funded by big oil and SSRI distributors, because what else are you doing in traffic other than running gas and being miserable? That's my favorite because I just made it up.
Because I just made it up.
I've read every fucking theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you fucked up like a quarter inch there, a half inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they date it to 2,500 BC, but that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
I agree.
These are the scariest
I absolutely agree.
Yo, did you hear the Walmart theory? No. So, theory goes that Walmart has secret underground tunnels underneath every single store in the United States, allowing their wealthy owners to keep things private from their competitors. This is terrifying, bro. Check this out. So there was this guy, I think his name was Celine, and he and his mom moved to Cleveland, Ohio. He had settled in really well to the neighborhood, and he had also just started his new job in Walmart. He was so excited about his first shift, but things took a turn for the worst super fast. Salim was a quiet guy, and his decision to work the night shift made sense as he wasn't really a people person. As the clock struck midnight, Salim was returning some empty storage boxes to the back of the warehouse when he came across a large door that read "Store Owner, Private, Peep Out." His curiosity got the better of him. He peeped through the door. He'd just seen a set of stairs leading down into a pit of darkness. He followed the creaky wooden stairs down a dark, cold corridor. He could feel the sense of fear as the cold walls dripped with condensation. Suddenly, he realized things were not as they seem. For part 2, comment Walmart part 2. Oops. Yo, did you hear the Walmart theory? No.
Y'all remember when Post Malone said when your credit cards fail and the internet fails, that's when it's time, that's when they're going to come for you? That's really interesting. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, not with this, because it's too important, it's too serious, but I do want to ask, do y'all think that there's any type of truth to any of these conspiracy theories? When people tell you things in advance and then you see them happen a year or two later, is that a coincidence? Y'all remember?
All right, someone explain this to me. You see these two rainbows here, all right, which are coming from the reflection of this corner and this corner of the glass. Just like this one is here as well, coming from that corner, as well as this one coming from that corner. So when we see a rainbow outside in the sky, shaped like this, where is that coming from? The only explanation would be if we were to have some form of rounded glass structure above us. If you've never heard of the firmament, look up the firmament and research and educate yourself. I'm not saying the earth is flat, but it's not a globe.
There's a big difference between reflection and refraction. I think he meant to say refraction, if he even knows what refraction is.
This is something that one of the 23andMe board members actually said. The long game here is not to make money selling kits, although kits are essential to get the base level data. Oh, interesting. I thought the point was kits, but okay. Once you have the data, the company does actually become the Google of personalized healthcare. So what does that mean?
Oh, yeah?
Hypothetically, 23andMe could try to sell you a bunch of things based on your
Start
typing your doctor's name.
And even though they said that they won't sell your information to third parties, Google said the same thing in the beginning. Cut to now. Google keeps everything, your history, where you've been, what you're looking for, personalized ads that are targeted directly to you. But that's Google, Shane, not 23andMe either. Well, in 2007, Google invested $3.9 billion into 23andMe. Then this is where it gets really crazy, and I'm nervous to even say this. This is something that one of the 23andMe board members.
Now, this is scary. It's said, but not proven, that every single Disney princess is supposed to represent a disorder. Psychologists did a study, and they said in every Disney princess there's a clear disorder that they have. Firstly, Belle was captured and put in a castle. So this is called Stockholm Syndrome, which means you fall in love with your captor.
Right.
That's why she fell in love with the Beast, because he is the one that captured her. Also, if you notice, Ariel has a big ship, and there's so many things around her, so she's a hoarder, and that's a form of OCD. She has so much, stuff on her ship, but she doesn't think anyway. Another one is Alice. Like Alice in Wonderland, she sees caterpillars walking around and imagines
she's schizophrenic,
which is basically schizophrenic. Crazy, right? Elsa and Anna, they're really reckless. Elsa is the cold sister who has a short temper, and
borderline personality.
Sister that is kind all the time, which is why the sisters are thought to represent bipolar.
Bipolar. Oh.
When you watched. Now this is
nice.
Here's some weird-ass conspiracy theories that I fully believe in as someone who used to watch every single Shane Dawson conspiracy theory.
No.
What if I told you that all corporations are actually just one giant mega?
No.
The U.S. government is engineering hurricanes, folks. Yeah, that's what the far-right swamp of Trump supporters on X Twitter is pushing to its legion of followers as Hurricane Milton approaches. Here's one from Matt Wallace. Quote, rumors are circulating about the strange-looking NOAA data collection plane flight pattern through Hurricane Milton, unquote. But that's what NOAA planes do. They collect data on hurricanes, and the best time to do that is when hurricanes happen. We call it hurricane season. Private equity manager and Trump supporter Grant Cardone tweeted this. Quote, I grew up on the Gulf of Mexico. Been watching storms since I was a young boy. I have never seen a storm start here and go east. Do you think government is using technology to manipulate weather patterns and storms? Unquote. And this account, which often goes viral during major events, tweeted, quote, they just transformed the originally benign tropical depression that is now Category 5 Hurricane Milton insane, unquote. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is also suggesting this as a targeting of regions with Trump voters. Yes, geoengineering capabilities exist, but no, that's not what's being done. There's just no evidence of that. The fact is, climate change is real, and weather patterns are changing. Milton is one of 7 hurricanes in recorded history to have intensified from a Category 1 to a 5 in less than 24 hours.
I have no idea. What do you guys think? Let me comment.
Ever truly looked at a clock and felt a chill? The dark clock theory. Unsettling truths revealed. Why do clock numbers pair to 12 and 13? How can subtracting from 12 always yield 6? Is it just a coincidence or something deeper? There's an eerie symmetry in these numbers, hinting at a cosmic design we can't fully grasp. Pairs across the clock adding to 12 and 13, and diagonal subtractions always summing to 6, too perfect to ignore. What if these patterns suggest hidden truths about time and fate? Could this seemingly mundane clock reveal a larger, unsettling reality?
I don't know about all that. There's a lot of magic tricks that involve numbers. Math is a beautiful thing sometimes. It really is. But we can't just, think that it's magic all the time. And, oh my gosh, these numbers are divine. I don't know about all that.
Crazy things are happening on Fox Live News right now.
I'm gonna be honest. I was just trying to sit here, enjoy me a tasty drive-in hamburger, and I came across this video, right? All I'm gonna say is, I don't really talk about political stuff, right? I think to each their own. I think it's all fucking made up, but you gotta get to my level to get to my level to get there. But I'm gonna say what? If this is true, what Fox News just had to say, because I don't have cable TV anymore, right? I'm not gonna watch the fucking monsters. I'm not gonna pay to watch the fucking monsters.
Anyways.
Here's what all conspiracy theories have in common. There are people who are sure something is true that they want to be true. Every single one of them. I've yet to find an exception to this. They find evidence in support of what they want to be true, or if there's evidence that points against it, they have to invoke a conspiracy to keep believing what they want and say the missing evidence was taken by the government so that they can continue to believe what they want.
Well, people don't like to say, I don't know.
I love to say, I don't know. Yeah. The universe brims with mysteries. And all those UFO sightings, I don't know what they are. Let's investigate them.
If I'm in an argument with somebody, I don't say, I don't know. I'm just like, oh yeah, and I try to bend it to win the argument.
Why do you have to win every argument? What's wrong with you?
I'm ego-based.
Yeah.
I honestly, and Socrates, I do believe, said that true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, and that the wisest thing a man can say is, I don't know. Rings very true sometimes.
So I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I decided to slow down one of Britney's videos. And yeah, that's a mustache. So I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I decided to slow down one of Britney's videos.
Great.
For fear that you'll lose yourself in their expectations of you.
Well, I've felt that way for a long time. And then I see my big face on that movie screen with no makeup on and my natural hair color, and I'm like, oh, I just gave it away. I mean, you know, I have always liked Shapeshift.
Right. For fear that you'll lose.
It was wild that I didn't know how close my own wife was to the Clintons.
That you were married to her.
And I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, like, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push the vaccination away.
What's up, y'all? So we back with some more creepy celebrity conspiracy theories, and these two obviously involve Post Malone and the Kardashian girls and curses. So let's get into it. All right, so the first curse we're going to talk about is the Kardashian curse. So back in the 1800s, the Kardashians had an ancestor named Kikil, and she was a 19-year-old mother who was abused as a child. So she ended up running away because a bunch of bad shit was happening to her in her life up until this point. So like I said, she runs away and she allegedly seeks refuge in this village named Chickahoe. Y'all, I swear that's what the name of that village is. Okay. That village in Armenia is known for like witches and shit, right? So Kikil ends up connecting with 4 of the witches in that village, and she tells them that she doesn't want any of her future generations to go through what she went through as a child. So she wants them to have beauty, fame, and fortune. And the witches granted that, but allegedly the catch was that they would never find true love and they would always have bad luck when it comes to relationships. And any man who they dealt with would end up going downhill after they were done with him. Because to give to them, it has to be taken from somewhere, allegedly. Fast forward to now, the Kardashian curse is allegedly still going strong from how things have turned out for a lot of the guys they've been in relationships with. All right, so the Post Malone curse conspiracy theory isn't really a conspiracy theory because he confirmed it. So he was on the show Ghost Hunters with his friend Zach, and they spent the night in Zach's museum in Vegas, which is like a supernatural type museum, kind of like the Conjuring people have in their house. So anyway, Zach touched a Dybbuk box, which was like a box that contained like evil spirits or whatever. While he was touching the box, Post Malone touched his shoulder. So as soon as he touched the box, they both seen like this black figure show up in the room. Now, so then after that, Post Malone had a series of unfortunate events happen to him. So he was in the shower and he seen random bite marks on his arm. Then while he was on his private jet, 2 of the wheels blew out. Following that, he ended up getting into a car accident and one of his homes got broken into.
It's weird because after we opened up this creepy Dybbuk box, I got in a car accident. I got in almost had a plane wreck. My house got broken into, all that type of stuff. But it was just within a month's time. It was really, really odd stuff.
Actually hiding. So in 2015, Walmart abruptly closed in various locations, mainly in Ohio, all citing plumbing problems. Initially, no one thought anything of it, but things started getting stranger by the day. Well, you see, people found it weird that the plumbing problems were so severe that it required 6 months to fix. Soon after, military personnel were seen moving in and out of the closed locations, building what seemed like defenses around the empty shopping mall. It seemed very apparent that something was going on under the stores. This is where it's getting crazy. In one instance, a lady, I don't remember her name, but whatever, who managed to break the barrier recounted that upon entering the closed supermarket, she was shocked to find a giant hole dug up in the center of the store. She also stated that there were black tentacles coming out of the hole, and inside the hole itself, there was a red slimy substance. Even though you can watch the video she recorded by clicking on this icon, on More, and finally on YouTube, everyone is still wondering.
I think it's absolutely true that the meaning of words diverges.
I think
it's absolutely true that the meaning of words diverges from their original meaning over time. For context, we were talking about anti-Zionism, and I was sharing some of the history of Soviet anti-Zionist propaganda and how it was designed to conflate stereotypes and conspiracy theories about Jewish people with, frankly, fair critiques of the state of Israel and its policies.
I don't know about a lot.
I can't get Wi-Fi in certain areas in Charleston, but we went to the moon and then we streamed it to everyone in their homes.
Well, you clearly don't understand thermodynamics.
These are some of the conspiracy theories that I actually 100% believe in, and the last one actually.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th.
Nice.
Kevin Corbin had been posting on Facebook asking people to stop conspiracy theory junk, as he called it, including claims the government's controlling the weather or stealing donation money. Who or what is fueling that kind of misinformation, and do you think it's harming recovery efforts?
Well, Margaret, one people, I've been involved in a number of storm responses, and this is when I believe discipline is absolutely essential. Kevin is a friend of mine, and he's right to call out people. Many of these observations are not even from people on the ground. I believe that we have to stay focused on rescue operations, recovery operations, clearing operations, and we don't need any of these distractions on the ground. It's at the expense of the hardworking first responders and people that are just trying to recover their lives. So they should listen to Kevin's advice and do the same. Look, if there are any challenges, call my office. We'll track them down if there are real issues. But quite honestly, most of what I've seen out there is a distraction and not helping the core of the effort right here, which is to save lives and start rebuilding.
The state senator in. If you're not a conspiracy theorist, everything that is going to start coming out is going to make you shit your pants. If you are a conspiracy theorist, you are going to be enraged that people are starting to, oh my God, this is really what's happening. I hope you're ready, because shit is about to start hitting the fan. I hope you're ready for the truth to come out.
I was wondering why that expression came about.
Things that you never thought could have even existed. I know it's dark. I know it's twisted and it's heavy, but this is literally what we're here for. Do you realize that, this can't go on? There's a lot of stuff coming out about children's TV shows. Yo, that's the tip of it. That's nothing. But it's better for the truth to come out and for people who had no clue to now be made aware of the severity of it.
Are we all made life about the truth behind the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m.? And I'm about to tell you exactly what the fuck be going on at that time.
I mean, it's currently that time here. Oops.
Listen to this. We all made life about the truth behind the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I'm about to tell you exactly what the fuck be going on at that time. Let's get into it. Basically, during this time, the veil between our realm and the other higher realms of existence is thin at this point, right? Everybody's been told that. But did you know that at this point in your time, if you get woken up, it's called the ambrosial hour. And it's actually a huge energetic boost for all of us.
Okay.
Naturally, we wake up during the night sometimes when our soul, aka our higher self, wants us to use this energy to be in the creator mode of this reality. So if you ever played Minecraft, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's actually a great time for you to be in the purgatory. You're not dead, you're not alive, but you're on the other side. Because did you not know, friend, that everything that we're doing is a dream right now? Yes. Even when we go to sleep, we think we're sleeping. We're not sleeping. We're actually just back in our original state of nothingness. And we're without a body, so we're without having a human experience, and we are just experiencing life without this vessel. And that's what happens when we're asleep. But when we wake up during those times, we are still in that state because your brain is the map and the gateway.
I don't know. I think you might have be on too many drugs or something.
Listen to this about P. Diddy. Apparently, the night Biggie was shot, P. Diddy and some others whose names aren't disclosed, allegedly, put a sticker on the tire of the car that Biggie was in.
I've heard this.
So that they could distinguish between which car was Biggie's and the other cars that were there when he was assassinated. So just watch this clip, then I'll explain.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive.
Yeah, we saw this earlier. Yeah.
He hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
So apparently the reason for marking the car was that Diddy knew which car not to enter. Not only this, but most of Biggie's crew died from heart attacks, except for Kim. So 3 of those guys passed away from heart attacks. Listen to this about...
Interesting. Well, guys, I think that's about all I got tonight. Not too bad for my first live session. Everybody have a good one. I'm going to be doing this a lot more now that I know that I can actually do it as far as my internet connection went. So, guys, take it easy.
I'd rather get down with the funky strings. Yeah. Than groove all night with somebody who can swing. I'd rather get down with a funky mix and ring. Ain't nobody like me. Than groove all night with someone missing that thing.
Nick got that funk, baby. Let's break it down, people.
I'd rather get down with the funky strings. I'd rather get down
From head to toe, Mick got that glow. Shake those hips, he's a star in the show. When his platform shoes, he's 10 feet tall. When Mick gets down, we all hit the wall. When it's just in the shop, he turns it out, but moves so slick as never a doubt. In a sequin suit, he's a shiny knight. This Dollar Rush is lighting up the night. He moonwalks smooth right across the floor. With every step makes us scream for more. Always gonna get at you, boy.
I'd rather get down with the funky rings.
Oh, yeah.
Then groove all night with somebody who can swing.
Yeah.
I'd rather get down with a funky mix and ring.
Ain't nobody like me.
Then groove all night with someone missing that thing.
Mick, you the legend of the dance floor. With every beat drop, we want more and more. Disco lights shine and your magic flip. In the world of funk, Mick, you the pioneer. Bounce that rhythm, spread that cheer. With Mick's boogie grooves, there's nothing to fear. When the night is young.